Hello and good morning. Oh my goodness. Oh, my microphone is working. Uh, Happy New Year! Yay! Uh, so we're working on Captain Penis, which I hit 1% on. I did have to work a little extra on him. My goal. Here are my goals for both of these projects that I have for the new year. I want to hit 5% on him. Um, Mind you, I did kind of pick at him before I put him as a full-time project. So even though he's bigger, he even had a lead over Divine Instinct. Um, and my goal for Divine Instinct is not 10%, 5. No, yeah, it was 10%. And these are very lofty goals because these are very big projects. Ooh, I have a burp that's trapped. Uh, so hey, lay down. Push a, push a. Hey, she can't find a comfy spot on the floor. But I'm finishing up. When I hit 1%, I quite literally I stopped. I was like 1% done. But I'm finishing up a small bit of color that if I don't finish it up, it's just silly. Um, you know what? Okay. But yesterday, so so I had a wild. I need to stop saying that things are getting back to back to on the path. I don't even want to. I have the Q word that I can't say at work, which is quiet, and I have the N. That sounds awful. I have the N word that I can't say at home, which is I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna risk it. Normal. Um, because anytime I utter those words in their respective places, something happens. So Monday, I'm going around at work. It's a 3 cart night. I brought literally no major projects, no crafts. Generally, I have at least a couple of things to keep me busy because my a full shift is 3 people working the cart, so we each only have 2 carts to do, and it's phenomenal, and I love it. But I knew I was going to be on 3 carts on Monday, so I didn't bring a whole lot to keep me occupied because the job does, in fact, keep me busy when I have more than I'm expected to do. Funny that. Um, and so I brought like practically nothing, and I didn't bring anything for any longer than the shift I was supposed to work. And in doing so, I cursed myself. Um, and I'm not at the moment. In the moment, I was mad. I'm not mad about it anymore because I've gotten a few more angles of the story, and that's one of the reasons like I preach um taking the time to hear everybody out, because had I reacted like how I was feeling in that moment, it would have kind of been sucky for everybody, including myself. But I got trapped. As a coworker called out with appropriate time for us to find a replacement. Unfortunately, the person taking the message forgot that this had happened, and we didn't see the message until 15 minutes before shift swap. And my coworker had just come back from like a 6 month leave of absence because of his retirement rules. He can only work so much, or they'll start cutting into his retirement pay, which is stupid, but because they forced him to retire. He was an air traffic controller, and at 65, they force you to retire, which I understand. But he got another job, and they shouldn't. I feel that they shouldn't cap how much he can work at another job because they forced him to retire. Um, And so he works with me, but he can only work so much because if he goes balls to the wall at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, we don't have him. So I'm staying the overnight, and why this bothered me is because I was trapped. I wasn't given an option to run home and grab something to occupy me because I'd been awake since 7 or 8 in the morning, and it was frustrating all the way around. Um, but once I heard all the sides of the stories, I understood. I was still kind of annoyed because I don't like being trapped. Um, but we got through it. Everybody lived. But that's why I was not on Tuesday. Um, I initially I was going to have to work the overnight, get out at 7 in the morning, and go back at 3 in the afternoon. Um, fortunately, they covered my shift so I didn't have to go back in. That was the real big kicker because pulling a double is one thing, but I generally don't do those unless I have the next day off. Because that beautiful spoon theory and everything like that. Let's see. Am I supposed to be doing that? I am not. Or was I supposed to do it to this? Okay. Oh, no. I guess it was. Okay. That was a good spot. Oh, I gotta pay attention. I've been talking too much. But, so, presents. Presents will be drawn today. I'll be doing it at the end of stream. Um, Mind you, the 10 minutes before stream, I was finishing up prepping because I did end up having to go back and pulling who entered from presents and then giving everybody who had shown up by going through all my attendance records um, an extra 10. So essentially, anybody who hit presents got what they hit and then an extra 10. And then anyone who just showed up and spoke got a 10 too. We got mm-hmm. So I was looking at the finalized picture of Captain Penis and um, the placement of, because when I take pictures of these, people don't realize the where I am. I've been considering just highlighting like the section that I'm currently working on, like drawing a rectangle or something like that around the area that we are currently showing off, or something to that effect. Because I show you the finished product, but you're not seeing the full scope of the finished product. Like, this is not all of Captain Penis. This is when you look at his finished picture, that is the very upper right hand corner. Very, very upper. It doesn't even complete the entire first pane of yellow. Like, this leaf goes, like, this leaf goes a little bit more into the other page. Like, even the first leaf that you see, the first full leaf that you see, isn't represented right here. Oh, I've also been like doing ibuprofen and Tylenol like nobody's business just because of how much I ache. Okay, there's that and there's that. Okay, we are done. 701 on the page. The color finish on the page. I think I'm gonna double check. I know it is at least a color finish for where I am. Yeah. Depth perception. Oh, I have. Okay. Well, we're even going to see if it's space that still exists. And it is. It's one stitch. Right. And yes, Spoopy, thank you for dropping in. Um, I did see you. I just had a lot at the starting gate because I I feel bad when I say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna totally do this and this and this," and then life happens, and I hear the rule zero monsters coming in to get me. So in theory, tomorrow is Friday. Um, I will be on later on in the afternoon. It might be with Dast. It might be all on my own. I have to reach out to Dast and figure out what we're doing. Uh, the reason it's not in the morning, at least this time around, is I have a therapy appointment, and my mental health is very important to me. Oh, I'm also getting a new stencil today. I haven't done any stencil work in a while because I have so many pieces that I currently need to like. I need to perfect how to make my hoop stencil art look good and still maintain its character, because right now there are some pieces that didn't, like, because when the wind hits them, the fabric loosens, and I can't, the way I'm currently doing it, I can't really tighten the fabric back up, and it makes it look a little floopy and unprofessional. um so I pulled a couple pieces that got super floopy, and I'm trying to reconstruct them so that stay nice and uh taut and still maintain their structure. I'm gonna start Scotch guarding them too. All of my inventory is gonna get Scotch guarded too. Um, just so it's element proof. Okay, so we got color 701 all done on for the page. Oh, my life, and trying to make sure to see where my markers go. I have so many markers. You think I can find one when I want it? Absolutely not. Okay. We will be going back to 336 here. You're fine, Pitt. You're fine. You're fine. Uh, So yesterday, while I was working on Divine Instincts single colors, because I found my piece of paper. It shows the colors I want to work on stream and alone. This is Captain Penis's page. Um, I I was working on alone colors because on the first page of Divine Instinct, it is quite literally four big colors. It's the 989, 820, 823, and then one other color that I can't remember off the top of my head on, and it's a medium sized color. So all the other colors were one or two stitches. So it took me 3 hours to do about 100 stitches because of that alone. So my other light bulb came on in my room, and I realized that I have a a, a closet light on. So I'm going to turn that off and oh, fix that. There, there. I would have forgotten it had I not shut it off when I saw it. Okay, back in the saddle. La, la, la. Now 336, we might actually finish it today. It is a bigger color. Um, I stopped halfway through because I was just done. I was like, no, we're done with this color. Um, I have. Let me inch it so we can see. So the remainder of 336, there's a portion that goes this way, and then there's a large portion. This is some grapes. This is some grapes right here. And so a lot of the 336, which is a super dark blue. Blues and greens are what I seem to be able to find these days, but there's also like lineage that goes down in this area. So that's where we'll be focusing today. And whew, that's all I got. Hello, hello. Today I'll be doing the draw. For presents. Everybody who at least showed up in December and that I can remember. That's the hard part, is remembering. Is gonna get 10 entries. So yeah, yummy grapes. I know what you're thinking. I got your number, Dragon. I actually do, but I got your number. I know your number. And yes, folks, that accent you hear is the one I normally carry around. That not quite Boston, but they stole it from us. You're not innocent. Dragon, tell the world. Tell the world. How did I obtain the pattern for Captain Penis? Yes. Yeah. So how are you innocent? Uh, I'm so proud. Like, I've done so much cleaning. Like, I know it doesn't look like it, but I have done so much cleaning. Like it. Like even my table, my flat space. Let's see. Let's see what direction I have to turn. I almost have an entire table. I'm and I've done it in the insanity. And like there's no doom piles. All the doom piles that you might think you see are actually not doom piles. They're fully organized. Um, there's no trash. Everything that is in the pile is related to itself, or each other, or the stuffs. Okay. Well, grapes are tasty. I'm about to. I wish I lived in a better growing climate though. Though we, we had a monsoon yesterday. So Spoopy, I'm generally pretty open about where I live. I live about half a mile from Stephen King's house. Now it's in a densely populated area, so you'd have to really know the area to pinpoint where I am. But I can walk up a hill and down a hill. Not even down a hill, up a hill and across a flat spot, and I can see Stephen King's house. It takes me like maybe 10 minutes to get there. Mostly because the hill is really big. And Jules has come here. Yeah. Um, I get the hand falling asleep thing. But yeah, I in my adventures I encountered a new level of owies. Um, just because it's been a while since I've been caught off guard for a work shift. Like I got to a point where like I didn't have to worry about my coworkers not showing up. There was a time in my life where oh, let's see. We're zooming in here. We're gonna and zoomed out. The color that I'm working on looks like it's all over the place and it's just huge. And as I'm zooming in, I'm like, that's only like 30 stitches. So we'll see where we can get from there. Okay, so we're gonna adjust my stuff because I had to unadjust. Uh, stuffy. The stuffies are hard. Um, and I have decided, and once I get a model worked up, I will show it off. January's presents is going to be a fairy dragon. It's not going to be a specific fairy dragon. I'm going to work up a model, and much like the presents that are going to occur at the drawing today, you can we'll have the winner and I will have a conversation, and you'll get to pick your colors, and I'll get it all made up for you. And the same thing with the fairy dragon, at least for this month. Again, I do have, there will be months where I have a very specific thing that will be going out, but not so much right yet. And what is a fairy dragon, might you ask? It is one of my baby dragons with butterfly wings. And I've already decided, February. February is going to be a cardinal and a heart stuffy. So that's what February is going to be. And the fairy dragon picture that I showed you that was made by one of the test stitchers, that one's down the line. I haven't quite gotten that good yet. um, I'm right now just kind of taking parts of one pattern and putting it in onto the parts of another pattern. So we'll see how that works out. Again, I haven't gotten the mock-ups yet, so mock-ups where I actually sit down and do the project. I have more than enough yarn. Okay. Go there. Is it fully there? Oh, oh no. uh, I have from the same artist that has given me the fairy dragon and my baby dragons. I have a kraken. When I bought her book for she has a book called Crochet Creatures, and there's a kraken in there, and I think I'm going to make the kraken. I'm going to make a plain version and a fancy version, and they are going to be higher end products on my stand. I try to keep my things affordable. Like my baby dragons, legitimately, I could probably charge My my year one baby dragons are $25. I think as I get better, like year two dragons are going to be $30 because I am getting better. Okay, I disconnected. It's gonna be one of those days. Okay, so this color is confetti, so I might not get it done today. Confetti takes a lot longer, and I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but it is just ridiculous and takes longer. Ooh, I I have a project in mind for myself, but I have Das present to finish. And quite honestly, I need to stop waiting for life to settle down. Hakuna its tatas, as it were. Mostly, I'm just trying to get my table cleared, and that is a series of small projects and getting those done. So that's what I've been tackling. Das project is actually by Megan Lapp too. Like I really love this pattern maker, and she is super awesome. She engages with her audience. If she makes a mistake, she's like, "Hey, yoga." She's fantastic. Like I aspire to be that kind of creator. Um, I have I have a few cross stitch patterns, but they're I aspire to have that kind of engagement with my crew, and I hope you guys feel engaged. Um, if you then if you Google Megan Lap Kraken, you'll see you'll see her pattern. It is, and there are two versions. There's a fancy bottom one that has pony beads crocheted in to create the appearance of the suckers. And then there's the simple version, which is just a liner for underneath the kraken. But it is amazing. That yeah. Mm. And for I can tell you flat out, like there are some patterns that she has in her book that you have to buy the book. She has and the book actually gives a lot of the add-ons that she sells individually at her store. Okay. And for me, for Kindle, it was only it was $20, um, which totally worth it. It is a I want to tackle. I want to make some Wolpertingers. Because it I love me some Wolpertingers. But she has minis. Uh, that they sing my song. Like I know that the crochet stuffy market, the plushie market is very, very saturated, but for me, they're not, it's not the right kind of saturation. They're cute. Yes, I bought a cow. Um, but it's not, it doesn't like it, it's all like very traditional. Whereas I have weird things. Oh yeah, and she has a ton of individual patterns on Ravelry. Um, and like half my Ravelry library is her because it's much like Heaven and Earth Designs. I love what she creates. One, two, three. Like they're for the adult dragon. I didn't check in the book, but I want the rainbow wings. For her adult dragon. Like I have several large items that I want to make for my 2025 season. One, two. I I'm trying to. Oops, not what I wanted. I'm trying to be a thrift spend, um, and go through and make stock with what I have. You know, the smart thing to do. Okay, four and three more. Um, I have plenty. I keep telling myself I have plenty of yarn. People keep giving me yarn. Um, and of course, I'm gift horse. I have plenty of yarn. I want to experiment. I want to get better. Um, I get it. I get it. For me, what I was actually doing really really good, and then I went to the Goodwill by the pound store and got a very pretty yarn for a project that is in. It's one of my for me projects. It's a little hooded capulet, um, and and I had to buy more yarn for it. It's like my first non sculpture because I don't what I do the things I make aren't plushies. They're actually sculptures. Like they're articulated, and I made the mistake. I'll show you. I'll get up and I'll. So husband creature got me a very cute gift. Um, and as soon as I'm done this row, I'll go grab him. And unfortunately, it inspired me. So God save us all. I don't know which one can, but one of them. I still love that Chattanooga. I love saying Chattanooga. Like that's Oh my goodness, one second. Okay, so husband creature got me this adorable fellow for Christmas. Now, his wings are articulated. I like making articulated items. They are they are cuddly, but at the same time they're more delicate. Um, but this fine fellow has ball and socket articulation in the same fashion, and he's articulated in the same place that my babies are articulated. Guess what? Guess what I now want? I want I want the smallest articulation I can get, so I can put it in the wings of my babies. No, I'll put him back later. I know, I know. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's and they're stiff enough that they hold their position. Like I in theory could make the entirety of my dragons articulated, which with Megan's patterns, she has wire running through and tells you how to put the wire in, and she patterns for articulation. So that's another reason I really like her. She patterns for articulation, and yeah. But I until situations approve, I'm on a a no a frugality budget, I should say. Oh yeah. uh I get it. I unfortunately can't, like, I can't escape proximity because I live in the middle of downtown. Like I'm I'm 4 miles from Bam. Hmm. There's oh, no, skip three and another run. Hmm. I don't know um if anyone, like, I was trying to explain of scale of these projects earlier. Um, just because, like, the 1%, you're looking at one, well, a little over 1% at this point. Um, but do be do. Pixie's having all kinds of feelings in the hallway. can't wait till I'm in an area where it's more than just like one skip one. Uh, oh. And it gets a little bit more solid in the rows after this because it. Skip 3 and 1. Spoopy, I did not see your work in progress Wednesday in Discord. I want to see progress on the dragon. Though I know. So I know the Discord's been quiet because of this holiday season. Like I learned last year, like from November to the end of January, we're just all like dead. We're all zombies. I'm an angry zombie. I was gonna see who was getting it first. Either it's a slow day. It must be a slow day on Twitch. If I'm getting the bots, it's a slow day on Twitch. So I've convinced my TikTok algorithm to send me more. Really, I am phenomenal at losing my scissors. Send me more funny dog and cat videos because in the first like 10 minutes of my TikTok scrolling, the algorithm decides what my mood is in at that time. So I've been watching a lot of funny dog and cat videos. I mostly get like the shepherds and the Malinois because, well, let's be fair, that's that's the kind of dog like I fixate and watch on. I love the beauty and grace that the Malinois have. Um, I love their ferocity. I love their brain power. But I also really enjoy because every dog is individual. You can't be like, oh yeah, every Malinois is a sleek, graceful fighting beast because there is a Malinois by the name of Rocket on TikTok that he is on crack. He is absolutely on motherfucking crack. But he is not graceful and he is dumb as a post. So it's hilarious because he has the drive, he has he has all the parts, but none of the connectors. So it's so funny. Um, and I'm sure he's the bestest boy, but I totally understand where people are like, "Oh, I want one." Um, like with like that movie Max, where they they showed them off, and I mean, you watch a video of a military mal in action, and you're gonna be like, "I want one of those motherfuckers." No, you don't. Overall, in general, if you want a Malinois, get a German Shepherd. Um, the breeder of my shepherds, this is what she says. She loves the Mal. She loves the bully breed. She is an amazing lady. But she says, so the difference between German Shepherds and Malinois is German Shepherds ask questions and then bite. Malinois bite and then ask questions. So just to give you an overlook, and mind you, Pixie is like, sometimes, like, it depends on her mood. Sometimes she'll bite first, ask questions later. So she's like tapping into her mal uh her mal potential. Okay. Hey, you're fine. I know. I was talking about you. I was saying your name and not petting you. I know. Oh, is the boy gonna come in? No, boy says no. So Tuesday, I barely remember Tuesday. Um, so Tuesday I was laying on the couch. Um, Pixie was cuddling me because she knew I was just exhausted, and she was she felt that her love could make me feel better. And we have this running joke in the house where I am Pixie's human and Cesar is husband creature's human. And it's funny because like Cesar, like you know the head nod and like sup, that kind of thing. So when Cesar walks into a room and he sees husband creature, he's like, "Dad, oh my god, Dad, oh my god!" And then he looks over at me because generally we're in the same area, and he goes, "Spare." And that's the running gag in our house is I am the spare human for Cesar. Cesar is the cuddly one. Cesar is he all he wants is to love and lick your face. But all I want to do is love and cuddle him, and he has no interest in it. I am not his human. He wants his human to cuddle him. This one little starting area is almost done. Then we'll start getting into the lines down the sides of the grates. One, skip one, two, skip one, one, two. And most of the time, yes, I do in fact stream in my pajamas. So that's why if you see multiple iterations, you see me multiple times in the same outfit. No, I'm not recording my streams. I am, in fact, I am in fact wearing my PJs. I was I was doing one of those filter things on TikTok. I do those all the time, and I just don't post them. Sometimes I do. If I like the result, I post them. But I caught myself at a really good. I'm like, damn. Uh, Yay! Was it a skip one? It was a skip. The last two lines of this section are the ones that aren't like skip one, do one. Then, then if I get this, oh, if I get this color done, I have not picked out another color, so we'll get to sit through that drama. But I do have my piece of paper, so it makes it a little easier. I have to do that. Like when I say like even though I know all the stitches, even when I use stitch counters, even when I am really, really good, um, my first one always looks kind of funny. Um, and I don't know why, but generally my second one, they improve over time. I've been I've been revisiting projects and patterns that I was first starting out on with crocheting, like the flowers and whatnot. I'm revisiting them to see how I've improved, and I've definitely improved. But I'm working on one of the Thai roses, um, and instead of white petals, I'm going to use black just to see how it comes out. It's gonna be a pink and black, because the Thai roses are 12 petals, four different sizes, three different colors, and the first two I made were not only huge, but I used white. Um, but this year, this one that I'm currently working on, I'm going to use black for the outside to see how it looks. So it's going to be a pink and black rose. And I've also learned quite a bit about like the leaves and the wiring and whatnot. So I'm hoping that this one comes out better. Okay, just got that line done. Okay. I do like how you can now like see where this is an actual leaf instead of these weird outlines. I'm I'm expecting a package today, and I'm super excited about it. So that's three. I'm gonna skip one right there. Last line of this section. Then I'll be moving. I think. Yep, it moves down into this area. The shading of the heaven and earth is incredibly subtle until it's like all together. And then it just looks amazing. Dragon, did you get your degree in like full on coding, um, or where's your specialty lie? Because I have an idea, and I want a brain pick. It was inspired by my anger of Monday. Ah, ah. What tech part are you? What tech are you knowledgeable in? Well, other than the obvious, come on now. But where did you get your specialty? Okay, we got a section done. Ooh, so you and I could team up with the cybersecurity. Uh, network. I enjoy network administration. I'm not like as detail oriented. Um, but I'm a nerd in the fashion that I designed dial up networks that all the computers on one dial up network could have internet access back in the dark ages. And it was really slow internet. You took a 56K, spread it across three computers. You were lucky to get a 14.4 connection. But, but I did it. They called me crazy, and they were probably right. Okay, so four. What's up? Yes, yes. 1 second, I'll get it to you. So I'm going to take a short break so I can give husband creature a stapler. Ta-da! Yeah, I'm enjoying playing with Python and SQL. Um, no, I asked because what I am, what's in my brain is right now my workplace has a very ineffective fashion of calling out. Be fair, my workplace has very ineffective a lot of everything, but I wanted to design a little app that essentially could be, I know, like just a web-based app. Like my charting my charting program is web-based, so have an identifier for the facility, have a login, and then have it go to a form that says I'm calling out, and it like auto populates date and time. But after they hit the submit, and after they hit the submit, they can uh, the 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 administrators, the managers of the departments, the manager would get an email for that respective, like say I called out, my manager and the director of the facility would get a notification that I called out. Because call me old school, it is not the job of the grunts to fill the position of someone who is called out. It is squarely in the manager's field. Managers need to be the ones calling the workers and seeing if anybody will come in. I'm old school that way. If my floor workers have time and they want to, awesome. But it should not be their responsibility. And currently it is. At my place of work, it is the floor crew's responsibility to fill a call out. And if you can't fill the call out, as the manager, you gotta come in. and I firmly agree with that. Hill I will die on. If I ever obtained a managerial position, I would be that person. I'm like, hey, call, and it sucks when you have a place that has a lot of call outs, but that's why you start treating your workers better so they don't leave. But that's a whole nother hill. But just to make it easier and make it like into a little, like make it into like a mobile app, so that if they all they have to do is submit that form and whatnot, and it goes to where it needs to go. And the managers can either get a phone call with an automated thing where someone has to go in the back end and record something like, an employee has called out for your department. Please check your email to have more details, that kind of thing. Or a text message, and the text message could actually have the name, because you can pull that data and have it inserted in. But that's kind of where I was thinking, because it would make it a little easier to call out. And the people would get it. Yeah. And I try to walk that walk, is I cover as many shifts as I'm not even a manager, but I try to cover as many shifts as I can, because if people are sick or they're not feeling well or whatever, I don't mind. It's when they lie. And I've encountered that too. I've been nice to a person who just flat out lied. But that's a say on their character and not mine. coming to the end of my thread. Oop. Those two. Oh, I apparently I got disconnected. I was just talking about how sometimes people have to see you as a human being in a managerial position. Let's see. Gap 4, 2, 4. Mm-hmm. I gotta move my screen here soon so I can see. I can see more. Mm-hmm. So husband creature. One of the things in the package I'm getting today is one of husband creature's Christmas gifts. Um, he knows about what it is, but he doesn't know what it looks like. I'm getting a. I have. Sometimes I come across stencils that are just awesome. I have a stencil of a lab. It's a lab shaped dog. I can't specifically say it's a Labrador, but it looks like a lab. With morning glories, and I love. Yeah, oh yeah, and it just started up again with Twitch being a cunt. Um, but I love working with the stencil. It doesn't allow for a lot of bleeding. Every print that I've done with this stencil has come out just fantastic. And I found one with a instead of let's see instead of a Labrador, it's a golden retriever of the same kind of like flowery style, and I'm super excited. Um, and I forget what the third. There were three things in it, and let's see. I gotta. Let's see. There was one more thing. Um, I also I, I also ordered myself some my spandex table coverings because one of the things I need to pick up is another table. I need to have 3 tables of my own. Okay. So, oh yeah, okay. So the third thing is also kind of a thing for husband creature, kind of a thing for me. It's a little it's a little Lego husky on a moon base. It's a little buildy thing, and I I'm excited for it because it's so super cute. It's actually what it is. It's I see a lot of um like Lego buildy things on the apps. Oh, so I'm gonna be upfront. I use Timo. Um, I know I know that some people disagree with it. Um, because of slave labor, um, a ton of horrendous things that happen over in China, um, where Timu is mostly sourced from. I recognize this, but Amazon's not any better, because Amazon pulls from those exact same sources. Um, if I could figure out a place, here in the States that I could either find and not have to buy like 50 billion units of stuff, I would totally support a United States manufacturer. But it's kind of like with TikTok, demonizing one thing for another thing that's doing the exact same thing as the thing you're demonizing is inappropriate. Um, it's I recognize that change needs to happen in the world, and I do my very best every single day to be the voice and the face of that change. But, and there's always a but. Everything has a but. Um, Change needs to happen on a much larger scale than my existence before anything is going to largely change. Because, for example, I bought Husband Creature. He enjoys Magic the Gathering. He and I encourage him. I want him to invest in his joys, and I want him to have fun. And I bought him a card storage system, and I bought him a binder to hold his cards. The binder is what's coming today. Both of them from Temu, both of them relatively inexpensive. I think I spent $50 on the two items together. Um, but I also looked at the prices for the exact same thing on Amazon, and it was easily $150 for those exact same two items, same company and everything. So you gotta make your choices. I'm not a rich person, and I you can ask lots of people. I help as much as I can where I can. Um, but I'm not. I do my research, and if I find the same brand in 3 different spots, the only reason I might pay more is I need it faster. So I'll go to a company that has it already overseas, and I don't have to wait for customs. Um, and the hilarious thing, so this is something I learned in researching my business, is that as an individual, purchasing items off Temu, Wish, Alibaba, stuff like that, as an individual, buying not large, not fuck ton amounts of stuff, buying directly from those companies through apps like Temu and Alibaba, you are exempt from the tariffs because you are an individual and not a corporation. And even as a sole proprietor or an LLC, still not buying enough to trigger the quantity mandates that trigger tariffs. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as fun things start going up in price. That's why I used Wish during the first 4 years, is because Wish had the exact same things that I really, really wanted, and none of the ridiculousness. And if you don't believe me, you can Google how is Temu so cheap? Um, and the tariffs, like that's honestly that's how I found it. Is I was wondering one day, I'm like, why the fuck are they so cheap? why can I actually afford all of these things, but that when I look at them on Amazon, that they're ridiculous. Um, and Temu is also a series of small stores and vendors. Just like Amazon, there's a series of small stores and vendors. Just and sometimes it's the same stores and vendors, but people who are not willing to do their research get bamboozled. I'm using all the cool words today. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, there's that. Let's see if I'm back on an area where the count is proper. Yeah, this is one of my areas where I didn't count properly. Yes, yes, and that's like the best thing ever. Or it just takes so long, like for whatever reason, it just takes forever, and and you're like, yeah, oh look, oh hey look, a treasure chest. Okay, I gotta make some choices here. This is no. Apparently, we are not cool enough for feature. Oh, that's, that's the last one. There's that. Yeah. Yay! It's actually not too poorly misaligned. I I was trying to get one of their 1 cent deals, and they kept moving the goalpost, so I got frustrated. But I ended up ordering 4 uh, stretchy table covers, 4 purple stretchy table covers, because I like having a variety of table covers. I have black, I have white, I have lilac ones, but I'm also getting a third table, so I bought 4 this time. But I also need to have enough that I can cover 3 tables if I need to. My next big purchase is going to be a roof rack for my car, so I can start putting um like the tables and the tent in the roof rack of my car, so that I have more room in the car for my merchandise. Merchandising. Um but I do that too. Like sometimes I have completely raw creature creation orders materials like that. That's where I get a lot of my like safety eyes. That's where I get a lot of the diamond art. And yes, when it comes in, is it cheap? Absolutely. But I take the time to make it quality. I with the coasters that I have, um, which I do need to add reviews to my website, kind of thing. Um, but my coasters, they're cheap as fuck when I get them. But I make sure that they all get a nice thick cork backing, because the cork backing that they send, oh, it's laughable. I'll use it for like heat on things that I don't want to stick. Um, but and then I make sure that they're all sealed up and whatnot. So you would never guess. Well, you could probably guess if you thought about it. But that's the kind of thing is, and I also make sure I take enough pictures that I can replicate. Like I don't have to perpetuate purchasing um, from Timu. Is once I get the first round, um, making them instead of plastic coasters, making them wooden coasters is roughly the same price point. It doesn't take too much more time to replicate onto wood. Your coasters came out phenomenal. The butterfly ones give me a worry because they do have grabby parts that could be broken, but that's the risk of pretty butterflies. And I do like, at least locally, if something of mine breaks and I can fix it, I absolutely will. Um, Doobie doo. Okay. Mhm. Okay, so we're right here. Okay, so we're not completely in the green, but mm-hmm. Oh, oh, not that one. Uh, and the hummingbirds are very well put together. They are glued and polyurethane. Um and and while they can be frisbees, they are not frisbees of death. They're relatively lightweight. It slices it, dices it, makes julienne fries. Mhm. Filling in the grapes, filling in the grapes. That's what we're doing. We're filling in the grapes. You won't be able to tell they're grapes until much later, though. Mhm. It's really hard with the different shades of blue to figure out where you are. And especially in an area where there's some counting errors. But luckily, the fill area is all the same, so as long as I kind of get a general idea of where the stitch should be, it's going to fill in. It'll fill in just fine. There's that. That one's perfect. And then I do the stitch. Confetti does not inspire me. I'd much rather chat than do confetti, especially after yesterday. I think all in all, after all the little single colors, I got like 85 stitches done yesterday with Divine Instinct, and it took me 2.5 hours. But on the good side, I have almost all of the. No, I can say I have all of the colors that have just one or two stitches. They're all done. I have like 2 or 3 alone colors left. Um, but they actually, like, push came to shove, they actually have enough substance that I wouldn't be opposed to doing them on stream. And it was just such hell. I would I would get the color, get it all set up, have like 3 stitches that I had to do, and then yeah. Do skip to Lulu, skip to my Lulu, skip to my Lulu, skip to my skip to my my darling. Hi, welcome to my brain. This one will be here. already that's already a completed stitch. I wiped down my mirror not my mirror, my magnifying glass last night, and apparently I didn't defog it because what I use tends to leave like a film. So I'm still so proud of my. I'm proud of my mostly clean background. So I know there are people. Oh, that's no. This is actually really rather clean. No, no. I accidentally took my needle off. Oh. Doo-doo-doo. Actually, this works out kind of good. I had a split where the color went down here and down here, and I can do here because it connects. I can come down here and then connect and finish going down. So, yay! Leave those halves right there. I yeah, the critter patterns are. I have. Let's see. What do I have? I have. Is it pattern keeper that I'm using? I'm using something. Um, I don't know if I don't know if I have the full version of it because when I got it, I was just using it for like keeping track of what row I'm on. Um, just for like, I actually got it. I think for the t-shirt bag that I'm working on. I need to get some more rainbow variegated t-shirt yarn. Um, or does my pattern keep? Now I kind of wonder if what I have as pattern keeper is good for crochet patterns too. I think it. I mean, it keeps. Now I'm now bamboozled. Don't have the energy to actually check it out right now, but the thought has been put into my mind. Yep. Where am I sitting on top of that? Yeah. Ooh. One grape is like 8 different colors. I'm looking at the pattern now and I can see where the grapes are. And it's just I'm like, seriously? Seriously, we're doing this? Working our way back up so we can go back down. I still have like a whole stretch of stuff over here that I eventually gotta get in the system. There we go. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yay, it's all lining up. Almost down to the bottom. This is the one where I only did, like, I literally stopped at the page stop, so it's only 98 lines instead of 100, which I'm still kicking myself about, but not enough to actually go stop, go back, and make 100 lines. Not to do those, not enough to do those extra lines. It bothers me. Just doesn't hit the right level of bother. It's kind of like my pedals, is I because I need 4 of each size. Doo-be-doo. Time to move down a little bit more where I see the bottom of the page. Woo woo. There's this. There's a gap of three. Gap of three. And that's how I sometimes make mistakes. Is I'm like, oh, 3 out is not the same of a gap of 3. Because 3 out, like it's a 3 out to me is a gap of 2. Um, but I caught it before I did anything silly. Okay, so 4. 1. Really, that's a really good angle on me. Like I've been hitting some good camera angles. Hello, Sume. Haha. So, Sume, do you want? I haven't drawn for last month's presents. Do you want your presents to go to this month because I'm doing the drawing at the end of shift and it's easy enough end of shift, end of stream, and it's easy enough for me to add you on. I'll even give you the +10 because I fucked up. But do you want this month or next month? Because this month I haven't gotten a model mocked up, but rest assured it's pretty. Is I'm doing a fairy dragon. It's gonna be one of my baby dragons. Let me. Well, you lurk enough that I'm sure you do. And Presence was off for almost a year. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, Presence was off for quite a while. I still haven't updated its description. But it has, yes, you can. I will give you I will allow for this because yeah, it has not been drawn. And I found a pen. That's this is gonna be this is gonna be fun. You're fine. At least for right now, and for Divine, I'm aiming for the entire month. I'm gonna try to aim for that 2.5. Because every time I'm silly and I think, I might have my ducks at least at the my squirrels all at the same rave. They like to go bar hop. I just want them all at the same fucking rave. Just pick a rave and go. No, no, they have to have like 50 billion different places they want to go. And then they make friends with ducks, and the cops get involved. That could be a fun story. I have this clump of the color that I'm working on, and then there's like a little line that's like somewhere in this area that hopefully I'll finish up. I know I'm gonna get 336 done today. Like just looking at where I am, I know it's gonna happen. So. Mm-hmm. Well, I think I think Spoopy's cross stitching, Dragon's crocheting, Jules is uh Jules is trying not to murder people. Dragon's probably also trying not to murder people too, but she has crochet. Um, so join us in our doing of the things. Oops. I'm sorry.
A new wave of power arises. A new time has come.
I said, did I drop again?
Of heroes.
Also today, Twitch is being a cunter face, and I've dropped. So like if I get going and I don't see that I've dropped, and you come back and it's like the end of the story, please just tell me, and I will gladly repeat whatever I was saying, as long as I can remember what I was saying. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, let's see if I can at least get the. Oh, never mind. Mm, mm. Mm, mm. I am. That's where I need to be. Ta-da! Okay. Skip on. La la la. One. Mm, mm. So yesterday, um, I was getting close to having to get ready for work and getting to the tail end of the one or two color stitches that I was working on, and so I get to the last two colors, and one of them I didn't have bobbin, no big deal, but I didn't have it bobbined anywhere, which is a rarity. I have almost the entire set of DMC colors, um, just through thrift store rescue and buying for my miscellaneous projects. Mind you, there are colors that I have way too much of. Like the 790s, I have way too much of those colors. But and I just couldn't find that I'm like, did I seriously just not buy it? Which isn't out of the realm of possibility, but I ended up finding it. But I had to go through all the unsorted thread that I have in the tote, little containers, the containers of string for these projects. Oh my goodness. So that's right. We get to do it again. One, two. But as you'll see Monday, you'll see. Well, I also posted pictures, but uh, I got I got a lot of annoying white space done on Divine Instinct, and I couldn't be more pleased with myself. Um, mm, mm, mm. Mm-hmm. Finishing up this little section of 336, and then I'm going to do the oddball line that just wasn't close to any of where I was currently working. So, well, thank you, Pibida. At quarter 12, I'll be doing the presents drawing. Just before I leave, just before I log off. Opinions from the hallway. Mm-hmm. What are you working on today, Dan? What arts and crafts are you tackling? What projects are you tackling, if any? It is. It is. It's not you. It's Twitch. It's doing it again. Um, I'm gonna be swapping out some stuff behind the scenes. So hopefully that will. Nice. Now, I want pictures. I want pictures. Hmm? My brain froze. Please hold. Yeah, I actually have some real. I need to sit down. Like it's in my as soon as I start getting my sorry ass organized, because I all of the brushes I bought of any sort of quality were thrift store brushes, so I do need to sit down, clean them. Like there's some I have some nice brushes. Um the cheap ones that I got from like Walmart, I give zero fucks, but they're also very clearly not the expensive brushes. But I make sure that at least currently my brushes are clean, but I do need to sit down and condition them all and make them all purtiful. But I use my brushes for a completely different skill set than what you do. I smosh paint all over the place and hope that it does the job. have an angry chickpea and or woodpecker outside. I'll check the. I'll have to look at the suet. Mm. Ugh. Yeah, I think next week or the week after. I know next week. I know I know I have something going on. What? I don't know, but I have it going on. Hello? Oh, everybody's tuning in for the drawing. Given it's a few minutes away. Oh, 40, a little less than 40 minutes away. Oh, ooh, that's oh those are. I'm not even really deep into the painting world, and yeah. Ooh. Well, there are no rules that you actually have to be any sort of functional one hanging out here. The fact that you're here. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go. Yeah, yeah. Well, sable fur is not something that just is lying on the ground. It's not horsehair. And I mean, horsehair brushes aren't bad. Um, just sable hair brushes are a lot a lot better. Oh, I, I can't say that I blame you for that. Like that's a cool prize. Mhm. Okay. Here's hoping. Here's hoping I have. No, I'm gonna have to play red chicken. I'm not gonna play a whole game with red chicken. Just half a game with red chicken. I just needed it to get to one area. Okay, there's. I really am excited to see you working on your figurines. I have another friend who does mini painting, and he shares pictures every once in a while, but and it's fascinating to me. Like it's a different type of detail oriented that I am not. Um, and I'm also not able to finish my thread chicken here, so I only have half a stitch. But when I go on to another page, I'll just finish the stitch there. Cause yeah, I can't even, I'm, Dragon is experimenting in tentacles. I mean, no, nope, I'll stick with the evil giggle. The only thing worse than having, the only thing worse than having to pull out a whole piece of thread for one cross stitch is having to do it for half a cross stitch. Next time I'm working on the color, I will get to that half. Okay. Yeesh. I got. I'm calling it a color finish. I got a color finish. Woo. Okay. Well, we got half an hour, so I'm gonna pick a less intense color for at least half for the remainder of the show. I'm going to pick a less intense color. Let's see what we got going on here. Nope, that's still pretty intense. Hmm. I'm looking for one that's not like jumping all over the place. So sometimes that can be. Did I get that one done? Oh, that one. Nah. That's not even blue or green, the color that I'm saying nah to. I just not feeling it. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's not a bad option. Okay, so we're doing 3820. Nope. Oh, 3852, which is a burnt orange. Burnt yellow, I should say. 3850. Like mustard. So, and it's just like an up and down. It's not even a color of. Not a whole lot of it. It just goes up and down here, and a few other spots around the yellow. So, and that's what the color that I said no it was 3822 was the other color, and it's a yellow. I was just like because it fills in all the little dots, and I just wasn't feeling trying to see all of those little dots. Dan is Queen of the Dragons. The mother of all dragons. Sorry, husband creature was just watching Game of Thrones. Okay. Gotta go up to my least favorite part, the top. All I gotta say is C4 and a car door.
We stand here together, united as one. One tribe. A feeling from deep inside. A sense of victory and euphoria. Look at us now. United as one. This is our destiny. Release the energy. Stand together. Together as one.
Really in the winter is it's always very warm. Really in the winter is it's always very warm. Um, and so she was doing showers and baths. So she's like, I feel like a summer. I feel like summer, and I went, so you're humid. uh, yeah, it's my big screen is like right up my butt when I'm working on cross stitch. So that's why, like, if you ever see me like looking up, I'm looking up at my master screen, whereas my chat screen is the one that is over there. Um, my streaming setup is not at all ergonomic, and no regrets. It is because when I'm not like right where I'm sitting, I'm actually more centered, so it's a little bit better. And when I get down further in the cross stitch, it'll be better. But for now, here we are. Doo-doo-doo. Oop. Mhm. Doo-doo-doo. Oh my goodness. Mhm. 'Yeah, the shading that creates the yellow bricks is like 3 or 4 different shades of yellow. Yes, drugs. Okay, so Mhm. 15-ish minutes till the draw. And at this point, any redemption of presents will go towards January's presents. Mostly because I don't want to alter. I don't want to alter the cycle I've set up. So anything presents for this month is closed. Anything you redeem will be for next month. And I'm hoping within the next few days to have like a little practice model of what it'll be. Maybe over the course of the weekend I'll get a little mock-up done. Nice, that's cool. Mm, oh. Mhm. I think this color is absolutely perfect to close out the stream because I might finish just because of how little yellow there is on this page. I might actually finish this color out. So 3 color finishes on the page today. Okay. Working at the very top is very, very, very annoying. Because I don't leave enough of a buffer at the top, or I probably could. but I only leave 2 inches at the top, so getting it on the roller bars, and then yeah, it's a disaster of my own choosing. I try to yoink the dog hair out as I'm stitching, but inevitably, there's always dog hair. So I have a little bit around this area, and then I have a little bit in this area where there's the yellow, and then hopefully that'll bring us to quarter off. And even if it doesn't, I'm stopping at quarter off. Or even if I don't move fast enough, I'm stopping at quarter off. Doobie doo. Okay. counted wrong somewhere. That's my humming, but it is of no major issue. La 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 la. Don't ask. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's for January's presents, which is gonna be a fairy dragon. I even have paper and pen. I was ready for this. I'm gonna have to like staple the piece of paper somewhere, but just two. Okay. Okay. So I have. I'm not gonna get the last. Oh, I'm gonna well, at least thread it up because I'll finish this color up today anyway. But I gotta start getting the presents ready. I gotta. So what I did was I took all your entries and I just kind of gave you numbers. So like for example, Dan, and I'll tell you what numbers you are. Dan is 111 through 122, and I'll go down through the list so you guys can know what number you are. I found a random number generator that spins like a wheel. And that's how we're gonna do it. That's half the fun of presents. But okay, I might actually be able to at least toss a couple stitches in. Maybe. At least the foundation stitch for the last bit.
My mind is like a hive. The thoughts intrusive are just bees buzzing to stay alive, distracted and elusive. They collide within my mind, and I struggle to think with my thoughts in a bind, and I push to the brink
Okay.
of insanity. Lost in thought, I wander down a path to my inner world. Leads me to ponder in the depths of my emotions. Though the bees can get overwhelming, the inspiration
They are really good.
I find compelling, a reminder of the power I hold. So I embrace the bees within my brain, even when they drive me insane. For in their chaos, I find a refrain of the beauty and complexity of my inner terrain.
Any of my Canadian friends who like Needhams and Moxie, or any of my friends who I've sent Needhams and Moxie to, if you want more and you win presents, I will toss that in there. This husband creature and I don't mind drinking the leftover Moxie. Yes, you can make the covered crack, or the chocolate covered potato crack. However that, yeah. Okay, so let me highlight my stitches and give my stats out. Okay, so today we start off at 1%. We are now up to 1.06. Did 281 stitches, so that's not too awful. Let me back my butt up. Let's see. Now, Work area. I need to find. I need to find some stuff. Or add it. Okay. I need to fix it first. So. Here's how it goes, and I simply the names are the number is was totally arbitrary because I had to go find everything that there's no yeah. So Jules is 1 through 27. Mama and everybody got a +10 for December's because life was crazy and I was feeling generous. So everybody got, in addition to the number of presents they spent, if you showed up in stream, you got 10 entries. So Jules is 1 through 27. Mama is 28 through 39. Poet is 40 through 64. Pocket, who's not here, is 65 through 80. And you don't have to be present to win. I will hunt you down and tell you. Dast is 81 to 110. Dan is 111 to 122. Spoopy is 123 to 133. Dragon is 134 to 144. Sume is 145 to 156. So. And Husband Creature gets whatever present he wants. So that he wasn't included on the wheel spinny thing. All he has to do is ask. Okay, so I am going to do some stuff to some stuff. Okay. Browser. Actually, no. We don't need to. Window. Window capture. Okay. Okay. Let me resize it. Okay, so let me hit some buttons. Okay, so let me see where this is lining up here. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we're gonna spin it. So 90. Who is 90? So Dast, who is not here, who gets to find out tomorrow. Dast actually got that one. So January is a fairy dragon. There we go. But I hope everybody has a fantastic Thursday. Drink your water, take your meds. Be kind to yourself without harming others, and be kind to others without harming yourself. Now, this includes blowing up a Cybertruck in front of a Trump hotel. I will hopefully have a working model of the fairy dragon for Monday. But tomorrow I'm gonna be on probably with Dast. 99% sure. But until then, I'll see y'all on the flip side. Y'all know where I hang out. Yes, I giggled. So I giggled. I was like, really? And then I just giggled. But I will be back later tomorrow.